If the thought of talking on camera fills you with dread, then you're in the right place. Speaking on camera can feel intimidating and awkward. If you're like me, you get worried about things like forgetting your words, sounding stiff and robotic, or just not making that authentic connection with your audience. That fear compounds, it makes you overthink every little detail, you get more anxious, and then it becomes almost impossible to even get in front of the camera and hit record. But here is the good news. Camera confidence is something that anyone can build. Even someone like me, who has been terrified of moving from behind the camera to in front of it for quite some time. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple tips and tricks that have helped me over the years to feel more comfortable on camera so you can boost your energy and deliver your message with confidence. Now, it doesn't matter what role you have at work, whether you have a public-facing job, run your own business, or work in marketing, it's more and more likely that you'll need to be on camera at some point for video production or content creation. This could be anything from making social media videos, YouTube blogs, or even giving interviews for things like company videos, testimonials, and case studies. And even with all the Zoom and Teams calls we seem to do day in, day out, a lot of people still feel nervous or uncertain about speaking on camera for recorded videos. I spent years filming in businesses with people who aren't used to getting in front of the camera. It's something that they do once in a blue moon, and 9 times out of 10, that person absolutely dreads doing it. I was the same as well. I'm always much more comfortable behind the camera than in front of it, but I have been pushing my boundaries a bit in recent years, and I've started to do a bit more in front of the camera to get used to what it's like. So here are my 4 top tips on how to talk in front of a camera without feeling super awkward. And that's the first thing I want to address, is this feeling of awkwardness and discomfort. If you rarely go in front of the camera, or if you've never even done it before, then you will feel uncomfortable, certainly at first. And frankly, there's no getting around that. But I don't want that to put you off even trying. Because discomfort can help us focus and work harder, because it puts you in almost a heightened state of awareness. It's just like the first time you do anything. So your first driving lesson, going to a networking event where you don't know anyone, or starting a new job in a new city. Discomfort is inherent in those experiences, but it's actually part of the process and quite important. After all, if you are full of confidence in your first driving lesson, chances are it probably wouldn't go as well. My first time in front of the camera was incredibly awkward because I was surrounded by confident people, and I didn't accept the awkwardness that I felt, so it built up over the years, and I ended up hiding behind the camera for a lot longer than I would have liked. So just by accepting that everyone feels that discomfort at first, you can recognise that any nerves that you're feeling are perfectly normal and should be embraced. It's like a signal to your brain that you're growing and doing something new, getting out of your comfort zone, and that's a good thing for everyone to do. Once you come to accept that you'll feel some level of discomfort, the next step is to think about what you can do to make yourself feel as relaxed and comfortable as possible, including removing as many distractions from the filming environment as you can. I filmed with a lot of people over the years, and we always do as much as we can to the filming environment to make it comfortable for them. Because interviews or filming sessions can last anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, so making sure the people we're working with are comfortable is essential, and it only leads to a better video as a result. So here are a few things you might want to consider. First, have a think about whether you prefer to sit or stand. It's different for everybody, so if you're sitting, have a think about what kind of chair works best for you. And if you're standing, make sure to plant your feet shoulder width apart so you can stay steady, look confident, and avoid swaying, because that makes people look a bit uncertain. Make sure you're dressed comfortably as well. If you're only being filmed from the waist up, then why not wear your sweatshorts and slippers underneath, because no one's going to know. Always have a glass of water nearby, and eliminate as many distractions as you can. If the lights are too bright, then ask the crew to dim them down. If there are too many people behind the camera distracting you or putting you off, ask them to move or step out the room. Remember, you're the one in front of the camera, so everything that's going on around you should be for your benefit and to make you feel at ease. So don't feel uncomfortable by making any of these requests, because it will only make the video better. The next tip is to consider using a teleprompter. So for me, an auto cue is an absolute game changer for making videos and building my confidence on camera. Because I know that if I don't have an auto cue or a script in front of me, I'll often worry about forgetting my lines or knowing where I'm going next, and that totally drains my energy and focus. But it's not for everyone or for every situation. Teleprompters are great for things that need to be scripted, things like video blogs or sales videos, anything where you need to be clear, specific and concise. But they are not for anything that needs to be spontaneous and authentic. So things like interviews or fireside chats, anything where it's essential that you need to come across as honest and authentic. So if you are going to use an auto cue, take time to familiarise yourself with the script before filming. This is so important. Practice reading it out loud slowly and make any adjustments to anything that feels unnatural or too wordy. During filming, work with the video team to make adjustments to the prompter, so things like changing the speed of the text or adjusting the font size, because the teleprompter is there as a prompt. It's there to support you, not the other way around. So if it's moving too fast or too slow or whatever's on there isn't working for you, let the team know and they'll adjust it to suit what is best for you. You need to remember to keep your energy up when using a teleprompter as well. The common phrase is that the camera adds 10 pounds, but in reality, the teleprompter actually takes away 50% of your energy. So you need to remember to add in rhythm and cadence to your voice as you're using one, maybe exaggerating slightly more than you would do usually to avoid you sounding monotone and like a robot. As you'll see, I use hand gestures a lot naturally, so if that's natural to you, then do that as well, because that will help your personality and enthusiasm come through a lot more clearly. If you've got any tips for staying relaxed and confident in front of the camera, or if you're still working up the courage to get in front of it, then please let me know in the comments. I read and respond to everyone, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. The final tip I'm going to give here is just to practice. Speaking to a camera doesn't come naturally, so the more you do it, the better you'll get and the more comfortable you'll feel. If you're familiar with Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, you might have heard him talk about his 10,000 hour rule, where he suggests that it takes around 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to achieve mastery in any field. But we're not aiming for mastery here. We're just looking for competence, and that can be achieved in much less time. There's a former MMA champion called Bobby Maximus, and he has coined the phrase the 130-hour rule. This comes from his experience of dedicating a small, focused amount of time to get really good at something rather than striving for perfection in everything you do. So a way that I used to do that was to simply spend 30 seconds or so a day turning on my camera on my phone and recording a short video to myself. Then I graduated up to doing lives on Facebook or YouTube just to see if anybody turned up and just to get that feeling of broadcasting live. But remember to embrace the awkwardness and these imperfections. When we're filming with clients, we always allow plenty of time for practice takes, and we never expect to get everything right in one go. It's just not realistic. So remember that if it takes 5, 10 or even 20 takes, it doesn't matter, because you'll only use the best bits in the final edit. So just take your time and don't stress about perfection. So I hope that has given you some confidence to move forward and step in front of the camera and feel a little bit less uncomfortable when you hit the record button. So whatever you're doing, whether it's a video blog, some videos for social media, or an interview, the key is to let your authentic self shine through. You don't need to sound polished or perfect, you just want to sound like you naturally would. So embrace those imperfections and the awkwardness that comes with it. Because camera confidence can also impact other areas of your life. The more comfortable you become talking on camera, the more your confidence will grow in things like presentations or even social situations as well. If you fancy a chat about your next video project, then just head over to our website where you can get a quick quote now. We've made over 4,000 videos for businesses all around the world, and our tagline is video made simple for a reason. Our video production process is simple, effective, and enjoyable as well. So click the link in the description, and hopefully I'll chat to you soon.